Hello everyone, Peter Harris here. We're Commercial Property Advisors. I hope you're all doing well today. Today I would like to discuss with you local versus long distance investing. Which one is better? We prefer to stay and start local. We think it's simpler, it's easier and safer, right? But what if you live in a large city that's very expensive and you wanted to go elsewhere? You want to drive 3 to 4 hours and get the larger property, get the higher cash flow, get the higher return on investment elsewhere, right? Is that a good idea? So is the grass greener over there? Well, that's what this video is about. So in this video, what I want to share with you are the advantages of investing local, the advantages of going elsewhere. Then I'll lay out for you what the pitfalls are and how to take those same pitfalls, okay, and turn those into opportunities for you. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to start off with the advantages of staying and investing local, buying your commercial property where you are, where you live, okay, what you're familiar with. Here's the advantage. The advantage is you get to drive by, you get to see, touch, and feel and hug the property, right? Number two, you know the market because you live there. You know the trends. You know where the rents are going up, what's happening with vacancies, who's moving in, who's moving out. You know all that stuff. Number three, you know the demographics. I, for one, would like to know who's renting my apartments, right? What's the demographic, right? Next is you'll know the landlord and tenant laws. And as you know, some places in America have very strict landlord-tenant laws, whereas very pro-tenant, and it makes it difficult for a lot of us commercial real estate owners and operators. So by staying local, you know all the ins and outs of those strict laws. And lastly, it's easier. To me, it's actually less risk as well. You can stay local. All right. So those are the local advantages. Let's turn the page and let's explore a little on the advantages of going long distance, driving 3 to 4 hours, or getting a plane and getting over to another state. Okay. So number one, the first advantage you're going to get is more affordable, right? That's why you're leaving these big cities. You're going to go out here into these smaller, less known areas where it's more affordable. You can buy a larger property, right? You can probably afford a 5-unit here, but you can probably afford a 12-unit here or a 20-unit here because prices are you're going long distance so you can buy more of a property. You're potentially going to get higher cash flow and higher return on investment, higher cash and cash return. And you'll be able to build your portfolio faster because you're able to buy more with the amount of money that you have, as opposed to buying only one property here. You can probably buy 2 or 3 here. Got it? Now, does this seem like a no-brainer to you? Look at all these wonderful things here. Is this a no-brainer to go long-distance investing? Do the benefits outweigh the risks here? So the inherent risks of going long distance are pretty obvious, right? You don't know the area and you got to deal with property managers, right? And so you have so do the benefits here, all the benefits, do they outweigh all the inherent risks? That is the question. That is the question. We teach our students to do both, in fact. And I'm going to share with you a company statistic, okay? This is a fact. Here's the fact. Some of our best deals from our students that they have performed over the last few years, right, were purchased from long distance owners, okay? So these long distance owners, they own the property. I mean, they live here, but the property is located over here. They have eventually failed over here because of either bad property management, their property is distressed, or is just underperforming. Those end up being our best deals, right? So sometimes it is a good idea, if you know what you're doing, to invest long distance. So what I'm going to share with the rest of this video is how to do just that, how to know where you are now and see if it's better, and how to, I'll give you the best practices of going out there and doing deals from long distance. Let's do that next. All right, let's start off right here. First of all, what went wrong with the long distance investors? Okay, let's discover that first. As I mentioned before, our best deals that our students have bought over the years are from the investors who bought them from long distance. Okay, now I'm going to go over with you what were wrong. Number one is they invested beyond their knowledge. You see, these long distance investors thought the grass was greener on the other side, and what they failed to realize is that the grass is only greener if you know how to mow the lawn. Okay, so they invested beyond their knowledge, right? So they didn't have enough knowledge and wisdom to do something that they had no reason to be doing in the first place, in my opinion. Okay. Number two, the second reason why the long distance investors failed is because they were undercapitalized. That's what we discovered. Okay, we have years and years of working with these long distance investors that we purchased properties from. We discovered, number two, they were undercapitalized, meaning that they ran out of money. So why did they run out of money? Is because of their lack of knowledge here, they didn't anticipate the higher level expenses that they should have projected in the first place. They didn't realize that investing from afar, you have different expenses, different weather patterns, different trends that cost more money than where you are locally. So just a lack of knowledge caused them to run out of money. And number three is, this is really important, their property manager, okay, ran their property into the ground, right? So what you have to learn is managing the property manager is a skill in itself. It's not taught in any book or anything like that. It's not a very sexy subject. It doesn't sell, it won't sell at all, but it is one of the most important things you need to learn how to do, right, if you're going to invest from long distance, right? So let me just say this. So some investors, okay, learn from their mistakes, but the most successful investors learn from mistakes of others. We've been in this business for over 20 years, so you can imagine all the mistakes that we've made, and that's what makes us valuable mentors. Okay, so these three things, investing beyond your knowledge, being undercapitalized, and having poor property management cause these opportunities to appear to our students. So now what I'm going to share with you is exactly how to turn these pitfalls into opportunities for yourself. Let's do that next. In the last part of this video, I'm going to share with you the best practices for investing long distance. All right? So here's the key. Here's the key right here. You must learn how to mop. That's right. You must learn how to mop a market. If you can't learn to mop a market, then don't do the deal. Let me explain what M.O.P is. Okay? All right. So M.O.P stands, M.O.P stands for you must have market knowledge, you must have operational knowledge, and you must have property management knowledge or skills. Okay? You're not managing the property, you're managing the manager. Okay? It's a skill set. Now, let's start with the M. Okay? For M stands for market. You must understand the market. Now, I'll be very specific with you. I'll try to keep it very simple. This does not have to be complicated at all. Okay? All right. Market means, at the very least, you know what income is coming into the property. Okay? But you have to drill down to, what is the rent for the 1-bedroom? What is the rent for the 2-bedroom? And what is rent for the 3-bedroom? As an example. Okay? You must have that level of knowledge. Secondly, you must understand to value the property and how much you should offer or what it's worth. You need to have market knowledge on what things are selling per unit. We call it sales price or price per unit. You must have that knowledge. That's easy to get. Okay, easy to get. Okay, so the rents establishes your income. Knowing the price per unit and that market knowledge, it establishes your entry point. And thirdly, you must have knowledge of what the cap rates are in that particular market. It's a market cap rate, okay? It's a neighborhood cap rate. It's not the entire city. Like, for example, the entire city of Boston has several districts with varying cap rates, okay? So you just can't say, what is the cap rate of Boston? It does not exist. So you have to find out what the submarkets are, the particular submarkets in Boston. You must have that market knowledge of what the cap rate is for that neighborhood. Okay? That will help you with your exit point in designing your exit strategy. So do you see now? Just having this knowledge allows you to determine what income you have, what price to offer, and if you can sell the property and get out and determine the exit strategy. Just having these three pieces of information, okay? This should, so you should know this in whatever market you're going to go out to. Got it? All right. O stands for operations. You must have operations knowledge. Here, I'll keep it simple for you too. Expenses, not knowing that property expenses is where most new investors, beginning investors, especially going out far, they fail to know what they are. They tend to believe what the seller or whatever the agent provides, and I can tell you it is 100% wrong 100% of the time. Okay, there's always adjustments you need to make. They're never 100% correct. Never. Okay, capital N, never. All right, so you must know for this particular area what the expense ratio is. Okay, I'm in California. The expense ratio in Texas is different. Okay, you must know what the expense ratio is for that area, and then we drill down from expense ratio to expense per unit. Okay, so for example, Colorado or Tennessee has really low property taxes. California expense per unit, operational expenses per unit are here. In Tennessee and Colorado, they're down here because their expenses are lower. Utilities are lower, taxes are lower, so it's lower. You must know, okay, wherever you go, what the expense ratio and the expense unit are. Okay? And next is CapEx. This CapEx, get used to that term, is capital expenditures. So a CapEx budget is money you're going to spend on expenditures such as roof, fixing the stairs, maybe replacing appliances, putting in new carpet, roof, you know, all the big items. I'm not talking utilities or property manager, insurance and taxes. These are the big ticket items. You must have an idea what those are, okay? Because if you don't, these items are here will come back in and bite you in the behind. Okay, so if you don't understand that you need a roof in 3 years, you're not budgeting for it, down you go, okay, not having the money. So you must know this up front, okay? So these three things here, I call this insider info because we have enough knowledge to kind of help our students know what these three things are up front. Got it? Okay. Next, P stands for property management. One of the most important things that you need to learn to do is manage the manager from afar. That's a skill. Okay? You can't buy a book on that. And we like to start with our students. What they do is once our students close a deal, we meet with them every single month. Okay? Myself and our staff. And we go over categories of the property to make sure they're meeting their goals, they're cash flowing, they're taking care of repairs, they're managing management correctly, and keeping track of everything, especially accounting. So we go over what we call the 4 M's. Okay? Every property that's run successfully has systems, what we call the 4M system. The 4 M's are having a system to keep the management accountable, to keep the money accountable, to keep the marketing flowing, and to keep the maintenance going. Okay? Think of this as a 4-legged stool. If one of these 4 start to fail, all 3 will start to collapse. The whole system will start to collapse. Watch this, right? So let's say out of these 4, I'll pick one. Let's say the maintenance starts to fail on the property. Okay? How does it affect these 3? Well, if your maintenance starts to fail, you know what happens? It affects your marketing. You can't market. What happens when you can't market? Your money starts to fail. You see the whole thing starts crashing. So each one of these are really important to have in place. Okay? And again, this is a skill set they need to learn, but the overall overarching importance of these 4 is this is where the money is made, right here, and managing the manager. This is where the money's made. Got it? All right. Okay. All right. So I'll end the video here. I kept it short and sweet and simple for you. So if you wanted to go and invest long distance, now you have a good idea at the minimum what you have to do. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this video, and thank you for your time. I really appreciate you. And if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button. Leave me a comment. Give me your comments. Let me know if you like it or not. I like to do more videos like this for you. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you at the next video.